May I interrupt?
Yes.
Could you
Disable a camera? Are you insane? My goal in life is to make our world safer by adding more and more surveillance cameras. Not the deactivation of these lifesavers.
please? It would be really important. And it's for a really good cause. And you're free to reactivate the camera in a few weeks.
So this is a temporary lifesaver deactivation.
Exactly. A few days would be enough for me. And after that, it's probably really better for the general public if the camera keeps an eye on the goings-on in the back alley of Alfredo's Pizzeria again.
Alfredo's Pizzeria? So this is about the camera I had installed to keep an eye on Back Alley Bob's sales booth.
The one and only.
Sorry. This camera is of essential importance for the common good. I can't possibly disable it. Bob and his talking rat are a constant threat to the general public. I'm firmly convinced of that. It is impossible to imagine what capital crimes will be committed if I close the eyes of justice even for a minute.
And what if I do the eyes of justice one more small favour?
Are you trying to bribe a cop right now?
Of course not. I am simply offering you my services as an auxiliary policeman again. Surely I could add a recording or two to your phenomenal collection of law-related audio recordings? For official use only, of course. After all, I still have your great microphone in my backpack.
When you put it this way. In fact, I'd like one more recording to round out my collection of law-related audio recordings. And I wanted to ask you anyway why you still haven't handed over my microphone, which as you know contains all my savings.
I'll do that, of course. After this last recording. And after the camera is disabled.
Alright. I better not ask you why exactly you want to disable the camera. We may clarify that later. And as for the recording,
which I will be happy to create for you.
I'm still missing something relevant to the topic of the Mafia.
The Mafia? Cool! This is an order I can't refuse. Consider the job done. A job for which I am definitely the right person. I must have seen The Godfather parts 1 to 3 100 times, and also all the seasons of The Sopranos sits well in my memory.
Good for you. But I'm not really interested in your know-how from movie and television. I need some real-world recordings on the subject. And you can believe me that the Mafia from the real world has nothing to do with the romanticised mafiosa from the screen.
Not? Well, we'll see. I better get going right away and get some exciting recordings.
Good. And don't get any ideas about pointing the mic at your TV while watching The Sopranos. I notice it when the actors in your recording speak in Tony Soprano's voice.
There he is. Scott Whiskers. Cupid's advocate. The date doctor. The man who brings together the lonely hearts of this city.
Oh, this really is too much of an honor.
Honor to whom honor is due.
How are things going with you and Mary?
Excellent. Absolutely fantastic. Mary really is a great woman.
She really is, isn't she?
And Steve can hardly believe his luck either. Whereby his enthusiasm is more culinary than romantic. He says thank you.
And I'm also happy for you, Steve, of course. A naive, lonely soul, a backyard crook, his fat rat, and an angel on earth. This is the stuff of which later historians forge legends.
There is no doubt about that.
And I almost feel guilty now to get back to our contractual agreement.
Sure. I haven't forgotten. And as soon as the camera in front is deactivated, we can do business.
Oh, darn. I'd forgotten all about the camera. Okay, then I better take care of it right away.
Super! It's about time the thing closes his eyes forever.
There's nothing interesting to record. No, there's nothing to eavesdrop on. Great idea! It's time to serve another cliché in this game. Where would you be more likely to overhear a mafia conversation than in an Italian restaurant? At this point, I would also like to apologize to my Italian players. The developer of this game still thought the whole thing was kinda funny. I hear absolutely nothing here. Does this thing work at all? Maybe the batteries ran out. Maybe I'll have more success now. The local mafia remains silent. Well, and again, no success. Unfortunately, the local mafia remains silent. Last try now. The mafia's code of silence is throwing a spanner in the works.
Alfredo's Pizzeria, Alfredo speaking. Yeah? Hello?
Hey, is that the Rad Pizza place with the sensational vegan cheese pizza?
Indeed. The sensational vegan pizza is only available here at Alfredo's. Would you like to place an order?
Nope. I would just like to join you guys. And I am ready to spend a fair amount of money. Your pizza is totally awesome.
Uh-huh. I am glad that you liked my pizza.
Totally awesome, huh?
But I'm not currently looking for a shareholder.
But hey, I'll make you an offer you can't possibly refuse.
That may be so. Nevertheless, I'm not interested in a shareholder.
But hey, that would be a mistake. A very big mistake. And I'll let you be in my new movie too.
Unfortunately, I have no acting talent whatsoever.
It doesn't matter. Neither do I. But hey, anyway, I've got plenty of dough and want to join you. So just give me a figure, and we'll work something out.
Good. Then I'll say it again in all clarity. I do not want a shareholder. For no money in the world.
Alfredo. You make me sad. And you're supposed to make me rich.
I thought you were rich already.
Yes, I am, but hey, your sensational vegan cheese pizza makes me even richer.
Sorry, the only thing my sensational vegan cheese pizza will do is fill you up.
But hey, there must be a way we can come to an agreement. Just tell me what it is that you want. Lots of ladies? Fast cars? A house with a pool in Ibiza? Just say it.
I think the only thing I want is to end this conversation.
Nah, come on. Give Good Clint a figure. And then we'll make a deal.
1,600 euros. That's how much the annual subscription to my sensational vegan cheese pizza costs. With a guaranteed weekly delivery within a radius of 50 kilometers. And that will be my last offer. And if you keep pestering me to become a shareholder, you'll end up on my no pizza list.
So that means no more sensational vegan cheese pizza for superstar Clint Ackenthorpe?
No sensational vegan cheese pizza for life.
It's okay. 1,600 euros? I guess that's an offer I can't refuse. I think we have a deal.
Great! I am pleased to welcome you as a regular customer at Alfredo's Pizzeria.
Hey, take care. We'll chat again later about the partnership thing.
Please don't. I don't want to. Goodbye.
Wow, what exciting recording! I knew that Clint liked the pizza from Alfredo. But who would have thought that it would develop into such an obsession? The recording's rather irrelevant from a forensic point of view, but Captain Paulie has to make do. It is entertaining in any case. The Hollywood Mafia really had a tough time with the local Mafia. The local Mafia does not give up its territory so easily. I like it. May I interrupt again?
Yes, what?
About the...
Yes. What?
All done! I have a great recording documenting a Hollywood mobster trying to muscle his way into the local mob's business.
Really? That sounds exciting. Let's hear it.
It's a great recording, isn't it?
Could it be that you just overheard someone ordering a pizza? I wanted a recording that proves the machinations of the local mafia.
But this recording just has everything. A rich Hollywood godfather's trying to put the local pizza mafia out of business by any means. He makes an offer that his counterpart cannot possibly refuse. He threatens his opponent with evil retribution if he refuses. He tries bribery. He tries flattery.
And in the end, he buys a pizza. Somehow I can't see any criminal energy in that.
He doesn't just buy a pizza. He subscribes to an expensive pizza plan. And even though his original plan didn't work out, he now has a first foot in his counterpart's business. Extremely deceitful.
Kid, could it be that your imagination has run away with you?
But why? After 6 seasons of The Sopranos, I'm very familiar with the mafia's methods. It always starts out totally harmless and ends with a body buried in the woods.
Oh dear. You should really stop your consumption of television series.
Well, normally I only watch Star Trek, but The Sopranos still managed to captivate me. So we have a deal? Can you please disable the surveillance camera that has Back Alley Bob in its sights now?
Honestly? Unfortunately, your recording is already quite useless, even though I don't want to deny it a certain entertainment value. So, I would possibly agree to deactivate the camera for a day to honour your efforts. And the time must then be enough for you to conduct your illegal business with Back Alley Bob hidden from the eyes of the law.
Only 1 day? Not for longer?
Be glad that I deactivate the camera at all. Such a blind spot on the map of the law always makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Fine. It's probably better I don't even try to haggle with you.
Oh, and one more thing.
Yes?
I would like my microphone back. Your recording should have calibrated the device perfectly by now, and it's about time that I sell the production-ready product, including its patent, to Apple.
Why? Of course. Such great surveillance technology in every second iPhone? That's exactly what the world's been waiting for.
I think so too.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Bob's Drugstore, where customer satisfaction is written in capital letters.
Again about the...
Yes, what?
Could I have the photo equipment now, please?
No problem. It's about the super expensive photo equipment I found on the side of the road, right?
Exactly.
Do you now have the 3,999 euros to release it?
3,999 euros? But we...
Ha 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 ha! Just kidding. I thought you might say yes. But don't worry. Bob is a man of his word. Steve is swimming in Golden Delicious brand rat food thanks to your intervention. And a happy Steve means a happy Bob.
And a happy Scott?
Why, of course! So again, thanks for a hand with, pretty much everything. And if you should ever be looking for something out of the ordinary, then you know where to find me.
Great. Thank you. And I wish you three all the best for the future. These prints in the floor. I bet this is where Ricky's super expensive camera equipment used to be. I better put them back in their place. Good. I'm pretty sure that the camera is positioned correctly. This would not be a... I think if the fluffy cat had fuzzier hair, it would indeed look confusingly like Mr. Fumbleclaw. Let's see if I can do that. That's what I call clean work. The plush cat looks confusingly like Mr. Fumbleclaw. I'm a real artist. Once again, my talents as a science fiction convention costume designer come in handy. While it's not nice to scam your way into first place on Ricky's Finest this way, I think the plush Mr. Fumbleclaw is a worthy stunt double for the original. Perfect. Unless you count each whisker individually, no one will notice that this is not the real Mr. Fumbleclaw. Well then, smile! Ricky's camera's really a fine piece of engineering. This photo is first class. And unless you know better, no one realises that this is not Mr. Fumbleclaw. Hey, Ricky.
Oh, the man with the hairstyle problem is back.
Oh, why so grumpy? Because I have great news!
Is that so? Yes, sorry. I had a major customer of my cat hair knit hats bail on me this morning. But you are right. I shouldn't project my anger onto my customers. You said something about great news?
I found your super expensive photo equipment again!
Really?
Really?
How did you manage to do that?
I think it's better you don't know the details. Just be happy.
That's bad.
As I said, better you don't ask.
Fine. Then I guess I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Now that you bring it up, do you remember our conversation? A certificate proving that Mr. Fumbleclaw, you know, the missing cat, was miraculously on top of the winner's podium in absentia?
I vaguely remember something like that, yes.
Can I get the certificate now, please?
And you guarantee me to keep quiet about this process. Otherwise, my integrity as the organizer of the competition will be worth nothing.
Promised. Of course.
Okay, after all, I don't want anyone to say I'm not a man of my word. Anyway, I want to have as little as possible to do with the details of this integrity killer. So I think it would be good if you bring me the winning photo. And then I will create the certificate for you.
I have a photo of Mr. Fumbleclaw here. Will that do?
Well, hello there. That looks very usable already.
Yeah, your photo equipment is really high quality. Ideally suited for great cat photos.
As a professional and organizer of a countrywide, if not worldwide, legendary beauty contest, I have to meet a certain standard. And that includes high-quality winning photos and certificates.
Speaking of which, we had a deal. I'll get your photo equipment back, and you put my cat on the winner's podium. Winner's certificate included.
Of course. And I am true to my word. Then I can finally bring this year's competition to a close, and no longer have to bother with this year's attempts to bribe the participants.
Great. How long will it take?
Not long, just wait a moment.
Wow! This looks great!
You're welcome. Even though your fraudulent intention regarding the certificate is not entirely clear to me, I hope it will serve its purpose.
It will. I'm quite sure of that. And rest assured, you did it for a really good cause.
Whatever. The main thing is that you keep your mouth shut. Otherwise, there goes my reputation as king of cat beauty pageants.
You have my word. Well, I'd better get going then too, and bring my deceitful intentions to their triumphant end.
Do that.
See you sometime.
Farewell. And do something with your hair. It looks really awful.
I have been busy and have great news.
So? But apparently you have once again forgotten the not-ordered pizza.
Pizza? I'm not a pizza boy. I am the bearer of great news regarding Mr. Fumbleclaw.
You mean Lord Fumbleclaw?
Whatever you want to call him. He did it again.
Did it? Did what? Have you finally found him?
Indeed I have.
Oh? Where was he?
Well, the story is quite long. Do you have time?
Actually, no. You better finally tell me the great news.
All right. After a curious turn of incidents, which I don't want to go into now due to lack of time, Lord Fumbleclaw actually sits on the throne of the beauty contest, Ricky's Finest, again this year.
Really? Ha! The wretched Lady Buford will sink to the ground in shame. Her mangy cat once again had no chance against my champions. This is absolutely great.
Indeed it is.
I hope you also have the certificate which proves the great victory. I cannot and will not rely on the word of a pizza boy.
Of course, I also have the certificate.
Absolutely perfect.
So, Lord Fumbleclaw can retire now?
In fact, I no longer have any use for the cat. It has now claimed its 5th win in a row. And at this age, the fur begins to become shaggy. That's why I prefer to focus on the upcoming champion, Duke Bukehairtuft.
Duke Bukehairtuft?
Yes. He will make sure that Lady Buford will be humiliated in the coming year as well. A beautiful young cat, at the beginning of a promising career.
Poor kitty. Be that as it may, I will then visit the animal shelter and make sure that Lord Fumbleclaw is professionally mediated.
Do this. As a pizza boy and an employee of the animal shelter, you are well occupied. But as a member of the lower class, you probably need every cent of your earnings. Probably for drugs or other illegal stuff. Goodbye. And next time, don't forget the pizza.
Hi, Scott. Do you have any news regarding this contest Frodo has to win?
Ready for some terrific news?
Terrific news? Can I assume that's what I think it's about?
Well, as an official employee of the City Animal Shelter, after a thorough review of the facts, I have the honour to inform you that Frodo the Cat, also known as Mr. Fumbleclaw, will be released into your care, so that both said cat and its owner may have a happy future. Furthermore, in my official capacity, I must inform you that the animal shelter staff must be allowed access to the cat at all times, with a minimum 30-minute right to extensive cuddling and petting.
So you actually made it?
I did.
I really get to keep Frodo?
You may. And I wouldn't know a better home for the white kitty.
And Lady Longbottom was really okay with that?
The lady who's not particularly fond of animals has in fact quite officially sent Frodo off to the animal shelter and entrusted me with the placement of the cat. So everything is legal.
I don't even know what to say. You made a man, his dog, and cat very happy today.
Nonsense. You're making me blush. I was happy to do that, even if it was not an easy task to admit. I had a lot of moon logic puzzles to solve, but in the end, not least thanks to my years of experience as a player of point-and-click adventure games, I was able to overcome these hurdles.
Point-and-click adventures? I think I once watched my nephew play one. Don't you think our story here would make a great story for an adventure game?
Funny you should mention that. In fact, the thought has crossed my mind before. Unfortunately, I don't know how to code at all.
Aren't you a computer science major?
Long-term computer science student. There's a reason for the long term. But I know a sympathetic head in a jar who can. I'm sure he'll be happy to help me once he gets his body back. The game is guaranteed to be a total hit.
It most certainly will. Wouldn't you like to get to know Frodo?
You mean face to face?
Of course.
Sure. Absolutely. Do I have permission to enter your house?
Today and whenever you want. After all, I have received from the animal shelter the official requirement to grant you unhindered access to the cat at any time.
You have, indeed.
And besides, I'll catch up with you in a minute.
Great! Finally, I get to know Frodo, the star of a future point-and-click adventure game. Scott Whiskers in The Search for Frodo. That sounds great. So I'll see you at your house in a bit.
Yep. I'll brush Buddy once or twice more, and then I'll catch up. Oh, Buddy, he will be overjoyed that his new buddy doesn't have to move out again.
Are you as excited as I am? Finally, we get to meet Frodo. After all the hardships, after all the almost unsolvable tasks, after all the strange characters we've met and survived. Finally. But despite this joy, I'm also a little sad. It also means that our adventure together is now slowly coming to an end. But honestly, I don't regret a second. I've rescued a cat, I've brought lovers together, I got to meet a great movie star, and I got to taste the world's best sensational vegan cheese pizza. What more could I ask for? You really can't expect much more from a point-and-click adventure game, can you? Okay, be that as it may, enough yakking. It's time to meet the legend on four paws in person. I actually just wanted to express that I enjoyed the time with your company very much. And I hope very much that we'll meet again one day. This is the scratching post on which I first saw Frodo. The picture is really beautiful. I think the fireplace is just decoration. At least, I didn't see a chimney outside. The cat scratching post looks really high quality. And Frodo seems to like it too. I don't believe it. Finally, I found you. How are you? You white fluff ball? Do you have any idea what kind of adventures you've gotten me into? No, of course not. You made a nice little life for yourself here while I had to master almost unsolvable tasks. But don't get me wrong, finding you here safe and well-fed was really worth every effort. The whole thing could have ended far worse. The time in the box with the flea combs must have been hell. Your species' penchant for cardboard boxes almost did you a disservice. It's a good thing you ended up with Dr. Stringer. Nothing better could have happened to you. But I imagine you still living with Lady Longbottom, gives me creeps. I think you really have it good here. And I hear you've already found a new four-legged friend. But please, promise me you'll keep an eye on him. And at a distance from your litter box. I think Buddy has a little cat litter problem. Crazy Buddy. So, and I can promise you that we'll see each other even more often. Most certainly. Your great fur just screams for me to bury my hands in it. And speaking of which, would you mind if we cuddle a bit now? I couldn't imagine a nicer ending to a point-and-click adventure than to pet a cat at the very end. That's how every game should end. Do you think? I'm glad we can agree on this. So, come here, you white fluffy kitty. Aww, a happy ending. How nice. But did you doubt it for a second? I don't. And yet, I certainly couldn't have done it without you. And probably would have already been eaten by Lord Longbottom's thirsty chihuahua. With your analytical skills in solving difficult tasks, and my good looks, the story could only end well. The story of a young man who went out to find a cat, defied every adversity along the way, to finally embrace the sought-after kitty safe and sound. A young man who made a few new friends on his journey, evil monsters defied, and even survived an encounter with Susie Longbottom. A young man with a bright future as a pizza boy. Lovers were brought together. An almost forgotten movie star brought back to life. A hamster rescued. Marveled at a talking head in a jar. And performed other heroic deeds. Seriously. This was a victory all along the line. Drat, Frodo's fur is wonderfully soft. Where was I? Ah, yes. I thank you very much that I had the opportunity to meet you. And it would be great if you tell your friends about me. And who knows? Maybe we'll see each other again soon. So don't go too far away. Unless you need to pet your cat, dog or hamster right now. With this in mind, take care. And as I say goodbye with Spock's words, live long and prosper.